Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we've got a truly fascinating explainer that uncovers the secret science of a very natural phenomenon. We're looking at a groundbreaking piece of research, and the title says it all: Earthing Practice for Mental Health Among Adults in the United States, a Phenomenological Inquiry by Dr. Natalie Greenberg. Now, we are strictly focusing on the pure science of healing today. How can something as incredibly simple as the ground beneath our feet transform our minds? Well, let's look at the data.
To really understand why this matters, we first have to confront the shocking truth of the global mental health crisis. Right now, a staggering 970 million people are affected globally by mental disorders. Just pause and think about that number for a second. That is an absolutely massive portion of our world struggling with a burden that literally rivals cardiovascular disease in terms of how much disability it causes worldwide.
And if we bring that scale a little closer to home, nearly 50 million adults in the United States are currently experiencing severe distress. We're seeing rapidly peaking rates of anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a heavy reality, And it really shows that so many people are desperately searching for ways to find balance and peace in their minds.
But beyond the personal toll, there's a massive societal cost we have to talk about. Unmanaged mental disorders cost over $100 billion annually in the United States alone. But honestly, the true cost is the devastating human burden. It drives heartbreaking issues like homelessness, severe substance abuse, and unemployment. It's pretty clear that the standard ways we've been trying to help people just aren't entirely solving the problem. So what are our options? Well, it's really interesting to contrast the paths we can take. On one hand, we've got conventional approaches, which often rely heavily on pharmaceuticals, and let's face it, can sometimes feel very depersonalized. On the other hand, we have complementary healing. This is natural, it's energy-based, and it focuses on the whole person. Instead of just masking a problem, complementary healing looks to restore balance safely and naturally.
And that brings us to the absolute core of Dr. Natalie Greenberg's recent dissertation, The Mystery Revealed, Barefoot Walking, otherwise known as earthing. Now, this isn't just a fun hobby for a sunny day at the park. It is a rigorously, scientifically studied healing modality. Dr. Greenberg's research dives deep into the lived experiences of real people to find out exactly how connecting with the earth heals the mind.
The crucial point here is the biophysics behind it. Let me explain this scientifically, but so simply that literally anyone can grasp it. I want you to imagine the Earth as a giant, endless battery. Our bodies? Well, they're essentially electrical systems. When we get stressed, it's kind of like our system is full of static electricity. By making direct contact with the ground, our bodies get a massive recharge of free electrons from that giant Earth battery. This immediately calms our nervous systems down.
And this happens in 4 beautifully straightforward steps of electromagnetic transfer. Step 1 is contact. Your bare skin actually touches the earth. Step 2 is absorption. Your body takes in those free electrons. Step 3 is stabilization, where your bioelectrical systems literally stop glitching and find balance. And finally, step 4 is healing, where you experience a deep physiological calming effect.
Now, to prove this wasn't just some nice theory, Dr. Greenberg conducted a phenomenological research study. That's really just a fancy academic way of saying she studied the actual lived experiences of real people. She tracked 11 adults across the United States who actively used earthing for their mental health. These are actual cases of individuals who are looking for a natural anchor in their daily life.
When analyzing these real-world cases, the research revealed 5 major themes that prove very real, tangible results. The 5 stages of the barefoot walking journey are self-determining, regulating, connecting, persevering, and giving back. Let's break down exactly what these individuals experienced at each one of these stages.
First up is self-determining. This part is incredibly empowering. The individuals in the study actively rejected passivity. They didn't just sit around waiting for someone else to fix them. By simply taking their shoes off and stepping outside, they intentionally reclaimed their personal agency, stepping into a central, active role in their own healing journey. The second theme is regulating. I absolutely love the visual analogy for this one. Imagine a dark, turbulent ocean with massive, crashing waves. That is exactly what severe anxiety feels like. Earthing acts as a regulator, turning that turbulent ocean into a perfectly calm, glass-like lake. The participants felt their brainwaves physically stabilized as they tuned into the natural frequencies of nature.
Just listen to this powerful quote from the findings. It says, "Direct contact with the earth triggers immediate, perceptible, physiological, and psychological shifts within the human nervous system. Restoring this biorhythmic resonance works like a miracle." It tunes shattered biological rhythms so that uncontrollable anxiety can rapidly subside.
And that biorhythmic shift perfectly sets up our third theme, connecting. Mental distress can be so incredibly isolating, forcing people into dark corners. But these 11 individuals found that communing directly with nature actually brought an end to their isolation. They restored vital energetic connections, not just with the earth itself, but with the entire world around them.
Number 4 is persevering. And let me tell you, this wasn't always a walk in the park. The research highlighted the magnificent steadfastness of these people. They stuck to their earthing practice despite facing harsh weather conditions, freezing temperatures, or even the curious, judgmental stares of bystanders. They kept walking barefoot because the healing they felt was just that profound.
As the research notes so perfectly, true healing solidifies through adversity. Their absolute, unwavering conviction in the healing power of barefoot walking created an impenetrable resilience. They knew exactly what was working for their bodies and minds, and nothing was going to stop them from getting that natural recharge.
Which naturally leads us to the final theme, giving back. Once these individuals experienced this massive shift in their mental well-being, a noble altruism just completely took over. They felt this selfless drive to share their newly acquired knowledge with others. By sharing the miracle of earthing, they helped create a ripple effect, actively building a healthier, more deeply connected society.
All 5 of these stages integrate organically into what the study calls the architecture of nature immersion. Think of it building like a pyramid. You start at the very base by connecting with earthy materials. As you move up, you experience personal emergence, eventually reaching space-time expansion, where your whole perception of healing and connection completely transforms.
And that brings us right to the top of the mountain, the ultimate essence of the study. The final destination is mental health equilibrium. It's the ability to hold your center steady, maintaining a perfect, enduring balance of mental health regardless of all the chaos happening in the modern world around you.
The big takeaway here is that earthing isn't just some fleeting, temporary fix. Barefoot walking becomes the ultimate anchor in the violent storms of stress and anxiety. It is an indispensable foundational practice for preventing mental disorders before they happen and sustaining long-term natural healing.
So, where do we go from here? Well, the research strongly advocates for some big changes. In medicine and education, we need to integrate these nature-based healing protocols into traditional care plans and school curriculums. In public policy, we absolutely must aggressively preserve green spaces so everyone has public access to nature as a fundamental health resource.
Now, I'm passing the baton to you. I want to empower you right now. Step outside barefoot today and feel that connection for yourself. If you found this explainer helpful and learned something new about the secret science of healing, please show your support. Subscribe, like this, and make sure to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on future insights.
I also highly recommend joining the Barefoot Walking National Movement headquarters Neighbor Cafe. It's a fantastic community where various information can be shared, and you can really connect with others who are taking their healing into their own hands, or rather their own feet.
I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder. The earth is right there, just waiting to recharge you. Will you take off your shoes and begin your own journey to true mental health equilibrium today? Thank you so much for exploring this with me, and I will see you next time.